Is it a thing for you, by the way, now? I mean, I imagine that it is, that, or at least from when you started to, let's say, lose notable weight, that you have to like kind of reconnect with your agents and be like, hey, just so
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
I've,
for sure.
I'm a couple 100 pounds less.
Yeah.
And
And the fat guy role doesn't work for me anymore.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it feels good, I'm sure, to make that call, right? And
There was a period where after My Name is Earl, I did a bunch of pilots and none of them got picked up. And I kind of was like at a point where I got thin and was getting some negative feedback about being thin. But I was like legit thin. I don't think of myself as thin now, even though I'm lean. I'm still a large guy. And then I made a decision like, well, I'm going to gain weight again, and got up almost to 400 pounds again and did a TV show that I wouldn't have done had I been thin. And at the end of that, I kind of was like, it's not worth it. So if I have no acting career because I'm not fat, that's a fair trade to having to be fat or overweight.
yeah,
I just am happier with how I am now. So, I have a movie coming out at the end of this year. I did at the end of last year, which is cool. And I played an ex-military dude, which I'd never done anything like that before. So that's fun.
but that's got to be a thrill.
Yeah,
That you're
totally.
playing these parts that like before you would have looked at me like, that'd be cool to play, but
Yeah.
I can't.
With Channing Tatum, we're both ex-military dudes. And it's like, this is that to me, if you'd said that to me 10
Hottie
years
alert.
ago, yeah,
Yes.
it would have been like, no way.
Yeah.
That's awesome. If I never work again because I'm not fat, it's a fair trade for me.
Yeah, that's I think the right mentality to have.
Yeah, which was not my mentality 10 years ago.
Right. Now, what is like, the typical day now for you? Like, what's the average day like, food and exercise wise?
I meal prep.
Uh-huh.
So no matter what I'm doing, if I'm maintaining or I'm cutting, I tend to make food from Sunday night through Wednesday every week. So I'm not really thinking about what I'm eating. It's all made. It's ready to go. And I'm in the gym at least an hour every day. And I've been working too, doing a video game. I'll go to the gym before or after work, no matter what, just because it doesn't exhaust me.
But what's like your food consumption like in a day? Like, what's a typical breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever, however you want to break it down?
If I'm going to the gym first thing in the morning, I have whey protein and water before I work out. And then my meals are a lean protein, a carbohydrate, and some veggies. And the protein can be anything, steak, fish, chicken. The carbohydrates, typically rice or potatoes, and the veggies are whatever I want. And that I'll eat 4 of those meals a day. And then I'll have casein protein before I go to bed.
Casein protein? I don't even know what that is.
It's just a different type of protein. It takes you longer to digest it. So like as you're sleeping, you're digesting it slowly.
And you're drinking a ton of water too?
Ton of water, yeah.
Do you find, because this is something that's popped into my head too, that I remember when I was at the heaviest I'd been, I had in my mind the number I needed to get to.
Yeah.
And I remember getting to it and being like, this is not what I wanted to be at.
Yeah.
And it's why I try to not fix it. Because whenever you start talking about numbers, especially like numbers you're trying to get to, everybody has an opinion.
Right.
And you're like, wait, why are you telling me this?
Right.
You know? So like, I remember at the time, I had in my mind that the perfect weight was 225.
Right.
Because I had seen, I think, so many football players.
And that's
And
just
they're like,
an average.
I'm like, so I'll just look like that guy.
Yeah.
Like that linebacker for the fucking Chiefs is 225.
Yeah.
So that's what I should weigh. And then I got down to 225. I'm like, this looks like shit on me.
Right.
So then I went to 215. And so I start telling people weights, and then it's all their opinions, which I'm like, I don't fucking want to hear it. This just happened to me. So I got injured December 1st. I'm down 25 pounds, and I was like FaceTiming with my family back home, and my sister was like, oh, you look good, I was like, yeah, I've lost this weight. I'm gonna try to lose. And I say don't do that.
Right.
And I go, I'm sorry. She's like, don't do that. I'm like, what should I do? 10 more, that's it. And I'm like, why?
Right.
And she's like, you'll look sick, weird.
Right.
You don't look good like that. You're big, so just carry more weight. And I'm like, well, I'll clear it with you when I get there. So I guess, you tell me what to weigh then.